The year was 1966, a time when Ford's Mustang had already taken the American automotive scene by storm, even though it was barely a year and a half old. The pony car craze was in full swing, yet there was still a huge market for full-size performance cars. Many drivers still wanted that perfect balance between raw power and everyday comfort. A car that could cruise elegantly yet roar when pushed. Models like the Chevy Impala SS and Plymouth Sport Fury were dominating that niche, offering big engines, refined interiors, and plenty of space. Ford had experimented with similar ideas before, but now they were ready to make a serious statement. Their answer came in the form of a new version of the Galaxie 500. A car built for the gentleman racer, the kind of man who might show up to the drag strip wearing a collared shirt and khakis. It was both elegant and fierce, and its true identity was marked by a small badge that said it all, 7 Litre. However, what many Ford enthusiasts don't realize is that in 1966, there were actually 2 very different 7 Litre Galaxies, both marketed as Chevrolet Impala SS killers, but only one of them had the raw power to truly earn that title. To understand the rivalry, you have to look at Ford's main competition, the Chevrolet Impala. By the mid-1960s, the Impala had become a symbol of American style and versatility, available in numerous trim levels and engine options to suit just about anyone. In 1965, Chevy's top-tier Impala came equipped with 2 versions of the 396 cubic inch big block V8 with the high-performance L78 engine producing a staggering 425 horsepower, a serious figure for the era. That kind of output placed the Impala among the elite of Detroit's muscle scene. Ford wasn't far behind. The 1965 Galaxie 500 received a stylish redesign that made it look both sophisticated and athletic. It was well proportioned, decently balanced, and relatively light for a car of its size. But while looks were one thing, Ford needed serious muscle to keep up with Chevy's firepower. That's when the R-Code Galaxie came into the picture, a machine built for one specific purpose: homologation. To stay competitive in NASCAR and NHRA Superstock racing, Ford needed to sell a street version of their race-proven 427 engine, and the Galaxie became the perfect platform for it. Under the hood of this beast was Ford's legendary 427 cubic inch V8, a high-compression, dual-carb monster topped with twin Holley 4 barrels and a radical camshaft. Officially rated at 425 horsepower, the real figure was likely higher, making it a direct rival to Chevy's strongest offerings. But while the numbers looked impressive on paper, the R-Code Galaxie was not for the faint of heart. Driving one was a full-body workout. The steering was slow and unassisted, the clutch was brutally heavy, and the engine hated slow cruising. With its solid lifters and aggressive cam profile, the car idled like a race machine and demanded skill to launch smoothly from a stop. Its firm suspension and stiffer springs only added to the challenge, making it a punishing ride on city streets, especially with no power steering to help manage that massive engine up front. Still, when unleashed, the R-Code Galaxie was a rocket, capable of covering the quarter-mile in the mid-14-second range, which was seriously quick for a full-size car of its time. Ford realized, however, that not every buyer wanted such a hardcore machine. Some customers wanted something a bit tamer, a car that could deliver muscle without being miserable to drive daily. That's where the 428 cubic inch engine entered the story. As the 1966 model year approached, Ford introduced a more civilized version of the big block FE engine, one that focused on torque, smoothness, and drivability. Rated at 345 horsepower and 462 lb-ft of torque, the 428 offered strong performance without the race car attitude. It carried a 10.5% 1 compression ratio and came in the same 7-liter badged Galaxie, giving buyers 2 distinct personalities under one name. One built for the strip, and the other for the street. Where the new 428 engine truly set itself apart from the 427 was in its overall design philosophy and performance character. Unlike the 427, which was a high-revving, competition-bred power plant, the 428 was built with street manners in mind. It delivered strong, low-end torque that could move Ford's big-bodied cars effortlessly without the need to scream past 7,000 revolutions per minute. Yes, it produced nearly 100 horsepower less than the 427. But what it lacked in peak power, it made up for in everyday usability. It was smoother, easier to live with, and far better suited for drivers who wanted muscle without the headaches of a full-blown race motor. This made the 428 the standard engine choice for the 1966 Galaxie 7-liter. In real-world performance, the 428-equipped 7-liter could cover the quarter mile in roughly 15.2 to 15.4 seconds. Respectable for a full-size luxury performance car. It was a little slower than its 427 sibling, but far more forgiving. Ford equipped it with a select-shift Cruise-O-Matic 3-speed automatic transmission as standard, though about 20% of buyers opted for the 4-speed manual. Period testers, however, weren't entirely impressed. Magazines like Car Life noted that the automatic gearbox felt a bit too harsh in its shifts, while the factory manual shifter occasionally jammed between second and third gear, a problem many owners quickly solved by swapping in a Hurst shifter. The Galaxie 7-liter also received a 3.25, limited-slip rear differential, giving it a good balance between acceleration and highway cruising. Underneath, Ford introduced a new 3-link rear suspension with coil springs, replacing the older leaf spring setup and greatly improving ride comfort. The 7-liter also came standard with heavy-duty front sway bars, upgraded shocks, and stiffer springs, borrowing much of its underpinnings from the earlier 427 R-Code cars. Surprisingly, for such a large vehicle, braking performance was one of its strongest suits. Ford made front disc brakes, previously an option, standard on the 7-liter, providing impressive stopping power for a car of its size and era. Inside, the Galaxie 7-liter distinguished itself with unique vinyl bucket seats, special trim, custom wheel covers, and of course, that proud 7-liter badge on the fenders. In total, Ford built around 11,000 of these 7-liter models, with approximately 8,800 hardtops and 2,300 convertibles. Almost all of them came fitted with the 428 engine, but not every single one. This is where things get interesting. While the vast majority of 7-liter Galaxies rolled off the line with the 428, a select few received something far more special. In 1966, Ford treated the 7-liter as its own standalone model, and for an additional $750, buyers could order the R-Code 427 from the previous year's Galaxie. These ultra-rare cars were stripped-down performance monsters. No automatic transmission, no air conditioning, no power steering, and no power windows. Just a brutally powerful 425 horsepower, 480 lb-ft torque big block designed purely for speed. Only 38 of these 427 powered 7-liter Galaxies were ever built, just 2 of them convertibles, making them among the rarest production Fords of the 1960s. But Ford's experimentation didn't stop there. 2 even rarer Galaxies were fitted with the 427 SOHC single overhead camber engines, a legendary motor originally developed to dominate NASCAR before being outlawed. One of these cars was gifted to astronaut Gordon Cooper, the commander of the Gemini 5 mission, as a promotional gesture. Ford wanted him, an avid car enthusiast, to experience the raw street performance of the engine firsthand. Unfortunately, after Cooper returned the car, Ford reportedly destroyed it, a heartbreaking loss for automotive history. In the end, the story of the 1966 Galaxie 7-liter is a tale of 2 personalities. On one side stood the brutal, track-ready 427, a car that demanded respect and punished casual drivers. On the other was the 428, a smoother, more refined grand tourer, built for comfort and real-world drivability. Despite its impressive engineering and unique concept, the 7-liter never reached the legendary status Ford had hoped for. it couldn't quite rival the mainstream appeal of the Chevrolet Impala SS, which continued to dominate the full-size performance market. By the end of 1966, Ford quietly discontinued the standalone 7-liter model, rolling it into the Galaxie XL trim package for one final year before ending production entirely. Yet, its brief existence remains a fascinating chapter in Ford's performance history, a year when the company built two radically different beasts under a single badge. One was raw, uncompromising, and built for the track. The other was elegant, comfortable, and built for the open road. Together, they defined Ford's dual approach to performance in the mid-60s, where brute force met refined muscle.